Alright, that's it for the metal 12 inches. Got some 7 inches here though, and a cassette. Happy to find this DC Star. This was an early 80s band from Baltimore. Local deal. Self-released, single-sided. Some 82. Yep, 1982. And these guys actually went on, they signed with, man, I can't remember the label they ended up putting stuff out on. But this is really good, kind of earlier, you know, more rockin', hard rock. As they started putting out full-length albums, kind of got a little too cheesy and kind of lost their way. But really dig this. And found that for like $1 in perfect condition. Picked up some 45s from a friend. He was looking to get rid of some stuff, so I went over and grabbed a couple things. Got a Thin Lizzy Killer on the Loose. And wow, this is a killer. It's got two 45s. I actually took them out of here when I got this. One seam had popped. Had to re-glue it, and I'm afraid to put the 45s back in. I don't want it to pop again. 145 is live and one is in the studio. This is on Vertigo, and it's an import. It's really cool. That may be my first Thin Lizzy 45. Really happy to grab that. And unfortunately the sleeve is so big it won't fit into plastic sleeve, so I have to kind of stay like that. Found this, and I need to check into this. It's a white label CBS Judas Priest. It's a promo. It's got 3 tracks. It's Beyond the Realms of Death. It's come out in 1979. And the other side is Rock Forever and Hellbent for the Leather. I need to go back and check. I can't remember if this was the bonus that came in Unleashed in the East, or it's late and I'm getting screwed up. The live album from Japan. Yeah, Unleashed in the East, that's right. I think that's right. Wow, I'm tired. But I don't think this is it, and I need to look into this. I don't know if this was just like some kind of deal they put out, and he wasn't sure either, but he said he bought it, you know, back around 79 or 80. So you check into it. And this is cool. It's a Blackfoot single gatefold, and it's got 2 singles in it, or 2 45s. You know, import. What's on here? Dry County, Hard to Handle, and On the Run, and Train. So that's cool. Grab that from him. Then same deal with a Gillen. This is 1981. This is Mutually Assured Destruction, The Maelstrom. Now, excuse me, this is a single, not a double single. But it's kind of cool. It comes with like a book, all that. And I believe this is what the John McCoy's in the band. Bernie Torme on guitar. So that's cool. I haven't spun that yet either. And another Gillen. And this one is a double, yeah. Gatefold with two 7-inch singles. Also import. And grab this for the hell of it. Jethro Tull single. It says Ring Out, Solstice Bells, March the Mad Scientist, Christmas Song, and Pan Dance. Has 4 tracks on it, and this is from like 1976. And it's in mint shape. I got a newer Dictators thing. This is from the 90s. When they got back together, released an album. which wasn't bad. I have the album, and then a Shy single. This is also an import. I think Shy actually started out on Ebony, right? Is that correct? Okay, that's it for the metal. If you're here for metal, hard rock, whatever, you can kind of tune out, or if you want to hang out, got some more stuff to show. Picked this up a while back, finally opened it up. I have an original pressing of this, but had to grab this. Found it for like $8, brand new, still sealed. It's Masters of Reality, their first album, and this has a bonus. It has the live album in it also, so it's a 2 LP deal, and that was the blurb sticker. Just kind of tossed it in there. If you've never heard this, is it self-titled? Yeah. This says John Brown, The Candy Song, Domino. Just a really interesting band. Alternative rock, late 80s. Just really cool. I think they pop up every once in a while. They probably got 5 or 6 albums now, if not more. I haven't really kept up with them, but really cool band. Especially that first album, if you want to check them out. Started out on Def Jam, I think. Def America, whichever. And then they changed or switched labels to something else. A smaller label, I think. Good 70s hard rock. Yesterday and Today, Struck Down. And of course they, going into the 80s, changed to Y&T. If you dig Y&T and you haven't heard their first 2 albums when they were called Yesterday and Today, do yourself a favor, check them out. Just fantastic 70s hard rock. Just great. This is from 78. Got a couple Head East. This is Getting Lucky. This is quite a rockin' album. I really dug this album. Just good 70s rock, man. I mean, it's not like heavy or hard or anything, just good rock. And Get Yourself Up. This was good too. Not as good as the other one, but yeah, good band. Found an upgrade of this. I actually got this from my friend where I got the singles from. Diamond Rio, their first album. Just more good 70s rock. Again, not heavy or anything, just good FM style, 70s rock. And he had this, man. I've never seen this before. Diamond Rio, Rough Cuts. And this is on a small label, Piccadilly. And it came out like in 80 or 81. Sorry, 79. But just good rock, I'd never come across this one before. I have another album by him. Grabbed this off of him because it has the original poster in it. Black Oak, Arkansas, High on the Hog. This killer record, probably my favorite Black Oak. Yeah, this is an original with the poster. I'm not going to dig everything out, but it's good 70s Southern style, a big band in their day. Got some 90s related, I guess. I got this a while back. The wife actually bought this for me a couple years ago, record store day, and finally opened it up. Empire Records, the soundtrack. This was kind of the last teenage movie for me, and actually past that, I guess. It was like, yeah, I mean, when this come out, I was probably too old for it, but this was the last teenage style movie I remember liking. But great stuff, man. Just it's 95. Gin Blossoms, Cranberries, Toad the Wet Sprocket, Better Than Ezra, just that whole 90s deal. Plus the movie set in a record store, how can you go wrong? believe this is their last or newest album, and really dug this. I found this like extremely cheap. Probably not long after it came out, however long ago that was. Foo Fighters, Wasting Light. Not a huge Foo Fighters fan. These guys and Weezer are in the same boat to me. It's like they got a ton of albums and they got a bunch of good songs. If they would put together like a greatest hits, which I'm sure both have, I don't have them, but they would be amazing greatest hits albums. But album-wise, they tend to have, you know, 3, 4 amazing killer songs and then filler. But overall, this was probably one of the better Foo Fighters albums I've heard. Yeah, I remember actually I had the demo whenever Dave Grohl was getting this together, you know, after the whole Nirvana thing imploded, and we had heard, you know, Foo Fighters was Grohl's next deal, and the demo was starting to float around. I don't even think there was vocals on it yet. And I definitely dug the first album, but after that it was like hit or miss for me big time. But you know, gotta respect him. And he seems like a cool guy, you know, every time you see an interview. I grabbed this Pearl Jam. It was a big album, you know. The debut, same deal with this. I think I had the demo for this after, you know, Mother Love Bone, who we all loved, you know, everybody I hung with. Andrew Wood died, and then there was a Mookie Blaylock demo floating around, just music, no vocals, and that turned into, you know, Pearl Jam after they found Eddie Vedder. But great album, and same deal, you know, a greatest hits album by these guys would be killer. I know there's some huge fans, you know, with Pearl Jam, and I love this album, but after that it's hit or miss with me. I dig some stuff here and there, and I've heard some great songs, but they're a greatest hits band for me. But my wife loves them. I took her to see him a couple years back. Excuse me. Took her to see him. I was just kind of going along, and ended up completely enjoying it. They were great live, really good band live, just good band. Yeah, I take, you know, don't rag on them, take nothing from them, man. They're, you know, they're doing their thing. They just don't always click with me. Found this in an overpriced little shop that opened up around here not long ago, like crazy overpriced shop, and they had this like crazy cheap, so I grabbed it. Mr. T Experience. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and this is on Lookout Records, a label from the 90s that I love, punk rock, power. God, I'm tired. Pop punk, wow, label, where Green Day started out. You know, Groovy Ghoulies were on there. You know, Mr. T Experience ended up there. This was actually a reissue on Lookout. They put it out in 1990, but this album came out earlier, like in 85, 86, and this is much more raw and nothing like what they would kind of ended up sounding like later on Lookout, when they were like really poppy and, you know, catchy and really a cool band. But not one I would suggest starting out with, and probably not one I'll spin much. But if you never heard Mr. T Experience, check out some of the 90s stuff on Lookout, man. It's great. You know, if you dig Green Day and that kind of stuff, you know, check out Mr. T Experience. The Queers, if you like the Ramones, they got a ton of stuff, you know, all over the place, different labels, but great band. Found this at flea market. The only thing I found all day. Ramones Aid. I couldn't believe, you know, 12-inch single sitting at the flea market with a bunch of junk, basically. In the middle was this, which I remember the song and the video and the whole nine. But to find this by itself at the flea market was crazy. I had this on CD forever, and I can't remember where I found this on vinyl. Dream Patrol, Phoning the Czar. Cool 80s, I don't know what you want to call it, electronic music or something. I don't think there's any vocals on this, if I remember right. But just a cool album to put on and just background, But it always keeps your attention kind of at the same time. More 80s, Boot Camp, 5x4. It's just kind of like a indie thing. CES Records, and just total 80s sounding, really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. A couple jazz things, Blue Note, Wayne Shorter, Speak No Evil. I won't even pretend to talk with any knowledge about this, other than, I do dig some jazz, and I'm finding I do it by label, kinda. It's like Blue Note, of course, and Impulse, especially. I dig a lot of the jazz I found on there. Atlantic, I found a little bit of Atlantic. That seems to be harder for me to find. And maybe one or two things on Prestige. I'd like to find some more of that from that label. But these two are reissues. I got them for like $10. Reissued, brand new. Just good jazz. Just every once in a while I'll put a jazz album on and peck her around. And Donald Byrd, Mustang, another Blue Note. I like these reissues, they're cheap. Usually you find anything on Blue Note, old Blue Note, it's like beat to shit, and they want $25-30 for it because it's Blue Note. But for $10 I'll pick up a reissue and be totally happy. So that's it. I hope everybody's doing well. BC, like I say, I've just kind of been chilling out, still listening to a ton of music and doing the usual, but I just haven't been digging and kind of, like I said, get more focused and actually go through the just in boxes, which I've been talking about all winter. And that's about it. Hope everybody's doing well coming into this week, and probably be a little while for my next video. Hopefully have another big stack like this, and if anybody made it to the end of this video, congratulations. Definitely leave a comment and let me know, because this has got to be long as shit. Alright, BC, good night.